Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Memo600 because it looks like he might be upset at all the shine that a rapper by the name of Pooh Shiesty is getting. Now, everybody knows who follows this channel or whatnot, man, that Pooh Shiesty is gearing up for his album release. Now, Pooh Shiesty is one of those artists who I feel like, man, I've been covering him since before he blew up, before Back in Blood, before all that. And it seems like Memo600 has been watching the moves that's been going down with Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty lately, and he ain't feeling it, man. So what do you guys, we gonna get into all that, man. But before we do, man, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, man, okay, so let's talk about Memo600. Now, for those of you who don't know, Memo600 is from OTF. Now, OTF is Lil Durk's label and his crew, man. So Memo600 falls under that umbrella. So you would think that Memo600 would have an undeniable alliance with none other than Pooh Shiesty because it seems like 1017 and OTF have had a good working relationship, man. Even Memo600 himself has done a joint with Fujiano. Now, Fujiano is a label mate with Pooh Shiesty. Now, for those of you who don't know who Pooh Shiesty is a rapper from Memphis. Now, Pooh Shiesty is probably one of the hottest up-and-coming rappers in the game. Now, Pooh Shiesty is also signed to 1017, and that's Gucci Mane's label. So, Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, they under the Gucci Mane umbrella. Memo600, he's under the Lil Durk umbrella, and you know how that goes, man. It seems like both of those camps have had a good relationship, and I don't know where things went wrong. And I say went wrong because it looks like Memo600 is sneak dissing Pooh Shiesty, and everybody is tripping online about it, man, because Memo600 took to social media and he posted this right here. Now, this is what Memo600 said verbatim. He said, "If you got Shiesty in your name, I don't think you tough, I think you steal." So basically, that seemed like a sneak diss at none other than Pooh Shiesty. Because, who else in the game right now has Shiesty in their name? Now, is this a little bit of jealousy? Because Pooh Shiesty has hooked up with Lil Durk on two major songs that dropped recently and who have charted recently. So you got Back in Blood, which is Pooh Shiesty's song. And then they just recently dropped Should've Ducked, which was Lil Durk's song. And all these joints have been going up. I'm talking about they've been getting rave reviews. They've been getting streams, downloads, whatever you want to call it, man. They've been charting, man. And it seems like Pooh Shiesty and Lil Durk are a good combo. Now, does that mean that Memo, as Lil Durk's artist, is he feeling left out of the situation? Is he coming at Pooh Shiesty because of all the success, even though he's under Lil Durk's label and doesn't get to, link up with him for these features? But you got to realize that everybody gets their turn, right? Lil Durk is working with Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty is hot. And Pooh Shiesty is working with Lil Durk because Lil Durk is hot. Lil Durk's so hot right now, his deluxe version of his album is probably going to end up #1 on the charts coming out next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lil Durk is killing it in the game. And Pooh Shiesty is doing the same thing. Now, Pooh Shiesty is getting a lot of headlines because of the pre-orders on his album right now. His album is actually got like the #1 pre-orders, I believe, for an unreleased album so far. And it's looking like it's going up even more. Now, that's not the #1 of all time. That's the #1 this week. And as of this month or whatever. But his album is set to drop in a couple of days. And I'm sure everybody's going to be listening and it's going to catch a lot of attention. But man, where does this come from? Why in the world would Memo600 have any kind of hate in his heart for Pooh Shiesty, man? It seems like all the times that Pooh Shiesty has rode with Durk and he's actually gone to Chicago, shot videos. Another frequent collaborator with Lil Durk is Fredo Bang, and Memo didn't seem to sneak diss him. It seemed like it was just aimed at Pooh Shiesty for some reason. I can't think of any other reason other than a little bit of jealousy that he would be coming at Pooh Shiesty because of all the success that him and Lil Durk have combined to have, man. Now, Memo600 has been doing all right on his own, man. I know him and Muwap, they've actually been dropping consistently. They've got a couple of things that they've been dropping, as far as tracks go. It's just that right now it looks like it is Pooh Shiesty's time, to shine. And Lil Durk is obviously going to pay more attention to somebody he's just dropping brand new music with, and they got to promote and all that stuff. Now, Pooh Shiesty hasn't said a thing, man. His most recent post was this right here. In this post, you can see that Pooh Shiesty is basically celebrating the fact that his song Back in Blood is up to number 46 on the charts and rising, man. Pooh Shiesty is looking real good right now as far as having hits out there, man, because I'm pretty sure Should Have Ducked is going to land somewhere on the charts coming this weekend, man. We're going to see that. And we'll know everything from last week, you know, by this Friday or maybe even Monday, but it's looking real good for them, man. I mean, they really had a good weekend as far as dropping music, to be honest. And Memo600 should probably take notes and be like, all right, that's cool, but I'm coming with something hot too, man. And I think he has a lot of potential, man. Memo600 is one of those cats from 600 and OTF who kind of stands on his own. He's always had his own thing going on and seemed like he could stand away from the pack. So maybe that's where the discrepancy is, or excuse me, the confusion is, or maybe he's looking at it from the wrong angle, because it seems like, man, he's taking issue with the fact that Durk is showing Pooh Shiesty so much love. Now, I hate to keep harping on that point, but where else could this be coming from? And that's all assuming that he's talking about Pooh Shiesty. But I can't think of anybody else in the rap game with Shiesty in their name. You know what I mean? Now, he could be talking about, I don't know, man. I can't think of anybody. You guys can tell me in the comments if you could think of somebody else with Shiesty in their name besides Pooh Shiesty. But allegedly, he's talking about Pooh Shiesty. We're going to clear it up like that. But we got to play devil's advocate and be fair, man. Maybe Memo600 really was talking about somebody we don't even know with Shiesty in their name that he knows back from Chicago, man, or somebody that he might know in Atlanta or anywhere, man. And we just aren't up to it because we don't know who he's talking about exactly. But it seemed like something, you know, when you put it on social media, you're going to get a lot of people questioning what you're saying, and look at the first person closest to you. And right now, Pooh Shiesty is the closest person to OTF that he could be talking about. And it's odd because, man, like I said before, it seems like they had an alliance. I always thought OTF, you know, since Pooh Shiesty worked with Durk so much, that them in 1017 were good. But, man, maybe on an individual level, it just isn't like that. And maybe OTF isn't as tight-knit a group as we were thinking. But, you know, I could be wrong. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think that Memo600 was coming at Pooh Shiesty and sneak dissing him because he's jealous at the fact that Pooh Shiesty is doing so much good work and making big hits with none other than his boss, Lil Durk? Or is this just a mistaken identity, or people are reading too much into one post on social media? And it could possibly be about anybody and not specifically Pooh Shiesty. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.